Hollywood executives and giant investors are putting the word out. They're done with the woke agenda and the climate messaging in movies. It's done too. But the reasons for why just might shock you.
There's enough innovation here to avoid super bad outcomes.
Hello, folks, and welcome back. Happy Cyber Monday. Are you finished with your holiday shopping, your Christmas, your Hanukkah? Let us know, folks. Hope you're getting great deals. And you know what would be a great deal here on this channel? If you click that like button, if you share and subscribe, and drop a comment down below, because YouTube loves engaged viewership. Folks, we're very engaged in finding out what's coming your way. Keeping you ahead of the culture curve is what we do around here. And CNN Business, we're going to go back in time to December 2024 because this was an omen for the industry. From Disney, in a quote, because they had taken out some of the more controversial stuff from kids' content on Disney+. They said, when it comes to animated content for a younger audience, we recognize that many parents would prefer to discuss certain subjects with their children on their own terms and timeline. CNN would go on to criticize this in the article, but guess what, folks? It's happening. It's happening. Whether it's the Ellisons over at Skydance buying up CBS and soon CNN and Warner Brothers. Folks, the end of a particular type of era is on the way. The corporate support for it. Now, the academic support for wokeism is not going away whatsoever. And the industry itself is still filled with people who believe in it, truly, 100%. They're diehards. But the executives, the leadership, the major investors, they're not buying it. And there's two big reasons that they're going to do whatever they can to end it. I'm going to explain to you in just a minute from Script Doctor. We read this before on a video, but I need to say it again. Script Doctor, who is a writer with the Hollywood industry, says it may be difficult to see, but the entertainment industry is healing. I know this because the vast majority of the writers of some of the worst shows that ever aired over the last 15 years are currently not working on any projects. Some have been out of work since 2021. Talking about the wokies, the terrible ones. There is an effort right now to save the status quo that was go, go, go in Hollywood with woke artists. And I use the word artist very loosely in this. Going to the Standard, I want to show you what the defense is looking like right now. Dominic Hines has this one. And if you've seen Zootopia 2, if you've seen it, you know there's absolutely nothing woke in this film at all, whatsoever. Now, was it woke at some point? At some point, was it aimed and geared towards those who yearn for the Biden years? I don't know. If that was the case, it's been scrubbed. I'm going to read this article in a minute. I want to show you this, though, before we read the article. Edge Media Network says Hazel the Beaver and Fortune Feimster crash into Zootopia 2, and suddenly Disney feels braver than usual for us. You see, the beaver was supposed to be, I suppose, a character of a particular alphabet sort of persuasion. But there's nothing in the movie whatsoever that says anything about it. Like an empty virtue signal. And listen, I think the beaver's fine. I think the person who plays the beaver's fine. You know, it is what it is. If Ellen DeGeneres played a character, would I get up in arms about it? Nope. Don't care. I care that in kids' content, do we stay away from stuff that might be controversial and drives away parents and families from the market? Zootopia definitely didn't do anything that would threaten it, and especially not in China. And that gets us to point one, folks, of what's happening here. You need to know what's happening behind the scenes, and I'm here to give it to you. The gulf, the absolute gulf between movies that are either socially divisive or they're embroiled in social controversy. I've done the math. We've looked at the box office over the past year. The movies that are aimed and geared towards that kind of an audience, they're performing something like 1/5 of other films. What am I talking about? And again, I'm going to read this article out because the defense is out there. They're trying to defend this. They don't want you to know they've been defeated. Oh, they're so desperate. Oh, they're so desperate for you not to know that they've been defeated. And I'm not saying that they're never going to come back. But I'm here to tell you, for right now, they're on their back. Now, depending on how things go in the midterms, might get, you know, a huge backlash. We'll see. But let's talk about the movies that were not divisive in any way. Minecraft, right? Lilo and Stitch, Superman, talking about social stuff, okay? Jurassic World Rebirth. I know they're desperate for you to believe that Wicked for Good is socially whatever, progressive, whatever they want to call it. I know they are. None of it's in the movie. And that's become the way they're doing this in Hollywood now. They pretend that it is, but they won't put it in there. The executives won't put it in there. How to Train Your Dragon, Mission Impossible. I can keep going. And you know what? Do you know what the socially divisive stuff has been? The only thing that's won in the socially divisive woke crowd has been Sinners. That's it. Snow White? Nope. Captain America: Brave New World? Nope. What about One Battle After Another? How'd that do? No, heck no. Right? Nothing's going well for them. But they got to pretend that it is. The Standard says this. And folks, I'm about to unleash a giant shocker in just a second. It says a decade after the original explored profiling, Disney's sequel turns to segregation and exclusion, and audiences are flocking to cinemas. After 10 years, Disney's returned to Zootopia with a sequel that surprises with its subject matter as much as its success. Zootopia 2, released as Zootropolis 2 in the UK due to a trademark issue, has stormed the box office over its first 5 days, proving that socially conscious storytelling and animation can also be commercially triumphant. There's nothing in this film that talks about the stuff that they're saying here, right? Colonialism, race. That's what this author tells you this movie's about. It's not. This is about a snake whose mommy invented or patented some device, and there's a bunch of cats that want it, to claim it for their own. But if you want to read into that colonialism, have at it. But there doesn't seem to be any analogous thing, like the snakes, the main snake in the thing's played by Ke Huy Quan, but the rest of the snakes and the lizards and all that stuff, they don't represent Asians. They don't represent anybody. It's just a story about, snakes and lizards and that kind of stuff, and how these cats are mean to them. That's it. It's a little cop movie. The real story here is that the fox doesn't want the rabbit to get hurt, and the rabbit doesn't know when to quit because the rabbit wants to see justice in the world. So she goes at it no matter what. She's like the little Superman character, and the fox is like, I don't want you to, I don't want you to lose yourself in the fight to see truth, justice, goodwill, etc. Good little story. It's a fine movie. Not as good as the first. But they're desperate. They're desperate for you to think that that's what this is about. But it's not. And one of the ways you can know it's not is because it's doing exceedingly well in China. And by golly, if it was about any of that, China wouldn't have any part of it. Because China has no interest in it being woke. Right? And that's also why this beaver isn't any kind of, beaver. Good Lord. The beaver doesn't give its indications as to what its preferences are in any way whatsoever, in any situation whatsoever. It just likes to chew things. Okay, it's whatever. Folks, are you having a good time right now? Are you laughing at me? Go ahead, laugh at me. I'm stuck on this one. Okay. There's nothing in this movie that's controversial in any way, and they did it on purpose because they know it doesn't play well when they do that. They know they get strange worlds. They know they get light years. They want China money. They want Chi-Com money. They want Beijing bucks. And they want the rest of the world too, but they want this. Folks, there's another thing that's happening and you need to know about it. Bill Gates has put out the beacon that a change has officially happened. Not only has wokeism, which is postmodern neo-Marxism, failed at least in the present to persuade, and thus it's used up its usefulness inside of the mainstream media, but also climate stuff. Bill Gates has had enough, and he's telling everybody, he's signaling to everybody that he's had enough of it. Now, why? This is so fascinating, folks. This is so fascinating. There's two reasons this is happening. They both go back to China. The whole woke thing collapsing, it's about China. Hollywood has lost the Chinese market. Entertainment has lost the Chinese market. Gaming has lost the Chinese market, and there's a lot of money to be made there. And they know Even if the true believers aren't on board with them, the executives know that China, the cost of going woke was China. Yes, it cost them the conservatives in the US, but it cost them China. And they can't stand it. Here's what's going on with the climate change. And by the way, they're telling Hollywood, they're telling the actors, they're telling the writers, they're telling the directors, do not put this stuff in movies anymore. This message is gone. Cut it out. I'll explain why. It says, this is from October 28th. Bill Gates thinks climate change is a serious problem, but it won't be the end of civilization. Is that a PBS, by the way? He thinks scientific innovation will curb it, and it's instead time for a strategic pivot in the global climate fight from focusing on limiting rising temperatures to fighting poverty and preventing disease. Okay? I'm going to go to Glenn Beck has clipped this for us out of CNBC, and so we want to send a huge thank you to the Glenn Beck people. Fair use right here, folks. We're just playing CNBC to see what Bill Gates says in the broader part of this story. But here's where Bill Gates makes the pivot, and I'm going to explain why he's doing it. And I promise these two things are connected very closely together. The idea that Hollywood is telling their people, we're done with this messaging issue that we have that's keeping us out of China, and we're done with the climate stuff. Here we go, folks. Here it is.
Climate is a super important problem.
Uh-huh.
There's enough innovation here to avoid super bad outcomes.
Oh.
We won't achieve our best goal, the 1.5 or even the 2 degrees. And as we go about trying to minimize that, we have to frame it in terms of overall human welfare, not just everything should be solely for climate.
All right. Now, the uber elites of the world, Hollywood and the politicians, you know the machine, they've been telling you for a very long time now, while they buy up their coastal mansions and their beachfront estates, they've been telling you that the oceans are going to rise and you have to give up all the stuff that you like, right? You'll see the slogan, eat the bugs sometimes, right? The people who are critical of these uber elite wealthy folks. Well, Bill Gates is now telling you, no, you don't got to do that anymore. He doesn't tell you why. He just suddenly says, yep, we're done with that. Completely going to change it. You know how we told you and terrorized your kids and made everybody in college think that world's going to end? Yeah, not going to happen. Just out of the blue. No, not going to happen now. Hey, Bill, why? I don't know. Just not going to happen. All right. And Bill Gates, and listen, he didn't do this in a vacuum. It's not like Bill Gates just suddenly changed his mind and nobody else knew this was going to happen. And, he's really, did you notice did you see that there's no real backlash to Bill Gates in doing this? Let me connect this to Hollywood for you, and I'll explain what's going on. Keeping you ahead of the culture curve. It's what we love to do here. You see, when it comes to this woke stuff, and we talked about script doctors saying the woke writers, they've been kicked out, man. They're out of town. In Zootopia, they're trying to tell you that it's woke, and you go watch it, and you're like, there's nothing woke in this. What's going on there is that they have to get the Chinese market back. They have to get the Chinese culture back into the pocket of Hollywood at least a little bit. And what's going on with the climate change message, and I'm telling you, this is going out to all the storytellers, all the writers, the directors, get rid of this. We're done with it. That narrative's over. We're not doing the doom and gloom. World's going to end. Dystopian. Climate change is going to kill us all. That's over. Why? Again, because of China. What Bill Gates and the rest of his crew have figured out is that artificial intelligence is where we're going. And it's going to be a radical transformation of our society for good or bad, but it's going to happen. And the United States has to win that race because they have to outrun China, and China is not going to slow down on the race to AI, and thus the United States must win. And the only way for the United States to win is to outrun China in energy production, because these giant data centers that are going to power AI, they take unbelievable amounts of power. There is no longer any other answer for the United States and for these uber elites that live in the United States and want the West to win, for whatever reason they do. There's no longer any other solution for them than to say, screw the climate stuff. We're building data centers, baby. We're going to build every source of energy we possibly can, and screw the solar. We're going full-blown nuclear, baby. And that's what they're going to do. Because they've seen now they have to. There's no other option. And so the other stuff was good for messaging. It was great for getting normal people to give up, the stuff that they wanted them to give up while they buy up all this land and all the, build their wealth into unbelievable proportions. But that's over now. Okay, we're moving on. Because this has to be won. And on both of these fronts, the ending of this messaging is because they are trying to make sure that they get a grip back into the Chinese culture, but they also have to win this AI race against China. And that means no more climate stuff. Gotta win. Gotta build power plants. Go. And ultimately, it's still about power. Because if people like Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, he's all about it. At least he's been publicly consistent about all this stuff, right? The Zuckerbergs, the folks, them, the Altmans. They all know that if the United States wins the AI race, the United States probably wins flat out, like for as long as we can see into the future. That means the West wins. And that means ultimately they win. And they also know that one of the things that has made it difficult for them to get in and to moderate the culture of China has been all this stuff that came out of the French academic movement of the 70s, the postmodern neo-Marxism, right? That stuff has been just so poisonous to the desire of them to get into the Chinese market. And so drop it. Just drop it. It's what Disney's going to do. And you know what? Talking animals, that's not bad either. Because that's what Zootopia is, and that's what Lion King is, and the Chinese market, man, they love some talking animals. But that's what's going on behind the scenes, folks. Hollywood is dropping the woke stuff. They're dropping the climate stuff. They've had enough. There's a new race in town. And that race is win the AI situation. Do the actors know it? No. Do the writers know it? No. Do the executives at the top know what's going on? You betcha they do. Do the investors at the very top, do they know what's going on? You betcha they do. They use the narratives, they use these causes for their own cause, of course. And now those items, those strategies have run their course, and it's time for a new era. Energy. Universal storytelling that gets them everywhere. That's where they want to be. Folks, that's the video for today. Hope you had a great one. And don't forget, it's Cyber Monday. Go get those last gifts. And of course, PC gaming, if you're into that kind of thing. The chips are going to go way up, we believe, next year. So this could be the day to do it. All right, folks, click the like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know. Tell me, how did we do? Did we connect the dots? Did we make sense with this? And are you a little bit smarter now, understanding that everything is about these data centers and about trying to get into the cultures of the rest of the world to moderate them into something that's more amicable towards the West, as the West, they believe, will win, and it all comes down to energy production. Crazy to connect these things, but it's true. Folks, until the next time, we have the honor, the pleasure, the privilege of spending time with you. Keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.